Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You check your phone. The internet is filled with the same terrifying headline. Scientists confirm a gigantic empty space has appeared inside Earth. At first, it sounds like another fake story, another conspiracy, another internet hoax. But then, cities begin sinking. Mountains start cracking apart. Entire countries report strange vibrations beneath their feet. And deep underground, something impossible is happening. Because for the first time in human history, humanity discovers that the planet beneath us is no longer solid. It's becoming hollow. The question is, how long can civilization survive on a collapsing shell of rock? And if Earth becomes empty inside, what happens to everyone living on the surface? For centuries, scientists believed they understood Earth's interior. A solid crust, a thick mantle, a superheated core. Everything seemed predictable, stable, permanent. Until one ordinary Tuesday, seismic stations across the world begin recording something strange. Earthquake waves are behaving incorrectly. Signals that should travel through solid material suddenly vanish. Others bounce back from impossible angles. At first, researchers blame faulty equipment. But then another station reports the same anomaly. Then another, and another. Within hours, hundreds of observatories are seeing identical results. The data points toward one horrifying conclusion. Deep beneath the surface, a massive empty cavity is forming. Not a cave, not a tunnel, not a crack. An enormous hollow region stretching thousands of kilometers across. The scientific community falls into chaos. Because according to everything humanity knows about geology, this should be impossible. The public isn't told immediately. Governments fear panic. But Earth doesn't stay quiet. Within days, strange events begin appearing everywhere. In Nevada, a highway suddenly collapses. No earthquake. No warning. The ground simply gives way. In China, entire hillsides sink several meters overnight. In Brazil, residents hear deep booming sounds beneath their homes. Sounds that seem to come from inside the planet itself. Social media explodes. Videos flood the internet. People report vibrations under their beds. Unexplained cracks in roads. Mysterious tremors that last only seconds. Scientists try to reassure everyone. But privately, many are terrified. Because the hollow region isn't stabilizing. It's growing. Every single day. Larger. Wider. Deeper. As if something is slowly removing Earth's interior. 3 weeks later, the truth leaks. A whistleblower releases classified reports online. Within minutes, billions of people learn the reality. Earth is hollowing out. Stock markets crash. Airports become overcrowded. Supermarkets are emptied within hours. Governments declare states of emergency. Nobody knows what comes next. And that's what makes it worse. Fear loves uncertainty. People can prepare for storms, for earthquakes, for wars. But how do you prepare for the planet beneath you disappearing? Nobody has an answer. Meanwhile, the hollow cavity reaches the size of a continent. The shell of Earth above it begins weakening. Scientists calculate terrifying possibilities. If enough material disappears, the crust could collapse inward. Entire regions could sink thousands of meters. Cities, forests, mountains, gone. In a matter of minutes. Then it begins. Not everywhere. Just a few locations. At first, a small town experiences sudden subsidence. Buildings tilt. Roads buckle. Power lines snap. The town sinks nearly 10 meters in one day. The event shocks the world. But it is only the beginning. Weeks later, a major city suffers the same fate. Millions watch live broadcasts as skyscrapers slowly lean. Bridges twist apart. Entire neighborhoods descend into giant depressions. The images become symbols of a planet losing its foundation. People start asking a terrifying question. If the ground beneath one city can vanish, why not everywhere else? The answer arrives faster than anyone expects. Months pass. The hollow region now occupies almost half of Earth's interior. The planet starts behaving differently. Earthquakes increase dramatically. Volcanoes awaken. Tectonic plates shift unpredictably. Then comes the Great Fracture. A crack stretching hundreds of kilometers opens across a continent. Satellites capture the event. Entire mountain ranges split apart. The crack widens day after day. Scientists compare Earth to an eggshell. Thin, fragile, under immense stress. And every new fracture brings humanity closer to disaster. Because now the danger isn't just sinking. It's collapse. Total collapse. Governments launched the largest engineering project in human history. Massive support structures are proposed. Underground reinforcement systems. Artificial stabilization networks. Mega projects unlike anything ever attempted. Thousands of engineers work around the clock. But a terrible reality emerges. Earth is simply too big. The hollow space is too large. Human technology is too small. No machine can replace a planet's missing interior. No structure can support continents. Humanity is trying to repair a world that is falling apart from the inside. And time is running out. As years pass, everyday life changes completely. Maps are constantly updated. Safe zones shift monthly. Entire populations relocate. Former cities become abandoned ruins. Children grow up knowing only instability. Every morning begins with the same question. Will the ground still be here tomorrow? Insurance companies disappear. Real estate markets collapse. National borders become meaningless. Because survival is now humanity's only priority. The world has become one giant emergency. And still, the hollow region keeps expanding. Then scientists discover something even worse. The hollow space isn't empty. At least, not entirely. Strange energy readings are detected deep within the cavity. Signals, patterns, movements. Something is happening inside Earth. Something nobody can explain. Sensors record enormous disturbances. Massive objects moving through the darkness. Too large to be natural. Too organized to be random. Panic spreads again. Because now humanity faces another question. If Earth is becoming hollow, what exactly is inside it? And has it been there all along? No answers come. Only more mysteries. Eventually, scientists reach a grim conclusion. Earth has crossed the point of no return. The shell can no longer support itself indefinitely. Collapse is inevitable. The only uncertainty is timing. Maybe decades. Maybe years. Maybe months. Humanity begins preparing for the end. Massive underground shelters are abandoned. They're no longer safe. Floating ocean cities are proposed. High-altitude settlements. Even plans to move millions into space. Every idea sounds impossible, yet doing nothing is even worse. For the first time in history, the survival of the entire species becomes a single shared mission. Then it happens. Without warning, a chain reaction begins. One major section of crust gives way. The collapse triggers another. Then another. Then another. Across the planet, gigantic regions start falling inward. The surface fractures like shattered glass. Cities disappear. Mountains crumble. Entire coastlines vanish. The atmosphere fills with dust, fire, debris from orbit. Earth no longer looks familiar. The beautiful blue world becomes scarred by enormous wounds. Human civilization enters its darkest hour. And yet, some survive, clinging to isolated safe zones. Watching the world they knew disappear forever in the years that follow. The survivors tell stories about the old Earth, the stable Earth, the Earth that felt permanent, because permanence was always an illusion. The ground beneath our feet feels eternal. But history shows that worlds can change. Mountains rise, oceans disappear, continents drift. And in this terrifying simulation, the greatest threat wasn't an asteroid, or a supervolcano, or an alien invasion. It was the planet itself, a world slowly becoming empty inside. A reminder that civilization depends on something we rarely think about, the ground beneath us. Because if Earth ever hollowed out, there would be nowhere left to run. And the most frightening part? We wouldn't be watching the disaster from space. We would be standing on it, waiting for the next crack to appear.